Welcome back to Posner. My name is Nathan. I'm here with my friends Damien and Future Doc House of QP.com. Future Doc House, you've just returned from a tour of the United Kingdom. What was it like introducing QP to the people of Great Britain?
Well, the people of Great Britain were great. The students, we had some great conversations with the student leaders there and in telling us what they wanted in a platform like QP.com. And they definitely are very interested and excited about QP.com.
And you're planning to travel to other university hubs. I believe New England and the States is on the agenda.
Yes, that's exactly right. This is going to happen next year. So starting January, we are planning to visit New England and going from there, maybe other states too. But as in the United Kingdom, we need to figure out what's the reaction on our product and move from there.
And what's your update or message, Future Doc House, to the fans and supporters of QP? What are you excited about? How can they best get on board and use this platform?
Well, basically, QP.com has a large vision. That's why they've included me into their company, sponsoring me, Future Doc House, which is a lecture series on YouTube. And so the end goal of QP.com is to basically be the hub of practicing your medical knowledge, whether it's medical lectures or practice questions, multiple choice questions. And we're even looking towards including flashcards and notes. And of course, we are still interviewing new medical lecturers for us and getting more and more support from from doctors and medical students and adding them to our advisory board.
Damien, what are you most excited about with the future of QP?
I think the most I'm looking forward to our app that will be synchronized with our new platform, and I can't wait to see it.
Right, so people will be able to practice the questions on an app on their phone and sync it with their accounts on the computer.
That's exactly it.
Future Doc House, you're from the United States, Damien's from Poland, QP's co-founder Barry is from Scotland. An American and Scotsman, a Pole, walk into a bar. It sounds like a joke. Did you guys get up to any mischief on your recent trip?
Well, I signed a contract that said that QP.com has control of my image and Future Doc House image. Hello and welcome back to another Future Doc House production. We're here in Edinburgh, Scotland. Got the castle behind me. QP.com, practice your medical knowledge. So they decided to throw a kilt on me and do some promotional videos for QP.com as I'm walking all over Edinburgh in a kilt.
And do you find a kilt is conducive to practicing your medical knowledge?
Well, I think it was definitely a shock to some of the locals there, but they did give me some props. They were impressed that I put it off quite lovely. Yeah.
And would you recommend to other medical students watching this, anxious to become doctors, that they too take up the kilt-wearing habit?
I think when in Rome or in Scotland, you must give it a try. You must give it a go.
And Future Doc House, Britain is a major university hub. What's next on the QP agenda?
Well, we're going to definitely finalize the platform and make sure that the website is outstanding for the students. So it's easy to use. There's analytics and, of course, more questions. And definitely looking forward to launching an app by April and even some gamification in there.
So while in Edinburgh, you had a meeting with the student leaders of the medical school there. What was that like and what did you learn from it?
We organized a QP introduction workshop where we hosted not only student organization, but also medical students who were invited especially to discuss some ideas, because we create a platform for medical students. We wanted to meet their expectations. That was eye-opening. Once we spoke to them, we realized what are their needs, and that's very good because we are in development of a second platform, and we will definitely imply some of them.
Future Doc House, QP brought you on as an advisor and ambassador. You've recently traveled around the UK meeting students face to face. Did that give you more confidence in the future of QP? And if so, What made that happen?
Well, QP.com, the partners there, they knew that in order to really understand the customers, you had to meet them. And so the CEO, Damian, basically said, look, Jason, hop on over to Edinburgh. We're going to do a quick tour, 5 universities, and we're going to find out, does QP.com meet the expectations of students and how we can improve it. And after this tour, we've got great feedback. They love the fact that there was an advisory board, that there was a student like me, a future doc house like me, to really know that there's know the medical knowledge and know what the students need, because it's very important as far as developing a company, a platform where the customers are happy and are completely satisfied.
So I would just like to add that the greatest fact about this was that we didn't have to push on anyone. They were just reaching out to us and they were asking, what's that? What's QP? So that impressed me, and that actually gave me this energy to proceed.
Day 3 in the mission, and everything's going well so far. We're sending to Prague some promotional equipment, and yeah, the QP road trip is on track. I'll update you again later on. Peace out.
Tengo el poder de sanar nuestra mente. Invisible es mi destino. En él soy muy sagrado. Tengo el
So if I was a medical student who didn't know what QP was, and you were meeting me at one of these student booths at a university, what would be the first thing that you would say to me?
Well, then I would ask you, how do you practice your medical knowledge?
How do most medical students practice their medical knowledge without QP?
That's good. Now, most of them don't really know yet because they just started. So we try to make them realize that lectures are one thing, books are another thing, but then practice is the third important factor of learning medicine. If you don't practice your knowledge, you lose it, and this is why we created QP.
Here's what it is, basically. I studied medicine, and to get into medical school, you took really good notes, you read the books, you went to the lectures, and you passed your exams, and it was easy. Unfortunately, medical knowledge is much, much larger than what you did in your pre-medical studies or to get into medical school. So you're talking about 1,000-page books for just one discipline. You can't memorize all that, but you know what you can do? You can practice that knowledge. Just like if you were a doctor, you practice your clinical knowledge in order to become a good doctor. And since you are still in pre-clinicals, the way to practice your clinical knowledge is by using a question bank. A question bank that kind of puts the scenario of you as a doctor, and there's a patient, and this is what you need to know. And that's what QP does. And we have 10,000 multiple choice medical questions to help you do that. And basically, you do this 3 days before the exam. When you get to the exam, you would have seen a question, a very similar question that you've practiced on QP.com on your exam. And that's what's going to help you be successful and be a good doctor and pass medical school.
That's why he's the paid sponsor. So you've done the UK tour, you've toured in Old England, and next year you're off to New England in the United States. What are your plans for that, and what are you hoping to achieve whilst over there?
Well, New England, I think we are planning to focus on Manhattan. Apparently Manhattan has like at least a dozen medical universities, and we feel that would be a great place to not only promote our company, but also interview the student leaders there and find out exactly, fine-tune exactly what we need to do to make this platform great for medical students. And I believe we might hop down to New Jersey and sort that out as well.
So what universities in the UK did you spend your time in?
We started off in Edinburgh University. It was a great university, a lot of history. The Royal Medical Society is there. And then we popped over to St. Andrews University, and we got really great response from St. Andrews University. Lovely people there. So cheers to you guys in St. Andrews. And then we headed down to Leicester. From Leicester to Birmingham. Oh my God, Birmingham was a huge city. I didn't know there was such a huge city in England outside of London. And Birmingham was a huge city. It was hard to navigate around that city, but we made our way to the university, and they were very excited to host us. They put us right in the middle of the student union fair, and you know, it was a bit of a madhouse. Everyone's trying to talk to us, so it was really nice. A very nice warm reception from Birmingham, and then we met up with the student leaders in Nottingham. And Nottingham is a beautiful city, and the student leaders there were very nice and patient with us, and we loved it.
QP.com. Practice your medical knowledge.
All right, boys. One more serious question. It's kind of like more of a request than a question. I know QP's kind of already an established brand, but I'm working on my rap career, and QP doesn't really rhyme with anything, so I just appreciate if you guys could work on that.
QP, you want to do a rap with QP?
Yeah, well, I'd like to, but it really doesn't rhyme with a great deal. In English, maybe it rhymes with more things in Polish.
In Polish. Yeah, actually, kupi and kupi. This is the word in Polish.
Okay.
So kupi in Polish means to buy.
You better go Koopy. Be right back.